The moment of truth, how do you choose a real estate brokerage? Hey everybody, fair viewer, this is Martin Taggart with Team Real Estate, powered by the flaming blowtorch Godzilla level interaction that is eXp Real Estate, worldwide, 18 countries, expanding all the time, stocks going through the roof, I love it. So how do you choose a real estate brokerage in 2021, 2022? Here's the difficult part, right? Most people start at the wrong end of the equation, which is who's going to pay me the most money? What is my best commission split? The problem is, and I'll share this with you from Luis, who joined us recently from a different brokerage. Martin, it doesn't matter how much money they offer me if I'm not making any money. He went on to say, it's easy for people to tell me I'm going to make 100% when they're not helping me make anything. So they're offering him 100% of whatever he can dig up. So I'm going to start at the other end of the equation, which is not the gross, how much money you make. I'm going to start with the other end of the equation the same way that your CPA would, which is focus on how much money you keep. Now think about this. The number one reason people change brokerages or move to a brokerage is culture. We'll get into that in a red hot minute. But right now, let's talk about net. How much money do I keep? In an infamous book written by a competitive brokerage that's been out in print now for 20 some odd years, they talk about the fact that after all of your expenses, you should be taking home 42% to 45% of all the dollars you create. So your net should be 42 to 45. That is their gold standard. If you join a brokerage like I did many years ago, which was $500 a month, plus I had a $21,000 cap, well, an $18,000 cap with $3,000 that went to the company, etc. I do all these things, and I had an office fee of $300 a month. You probably know who I'm talking about now because this is a nationwide pricing structure. It was interesting to me to find out how few people actually covered their cap in the first 3 months of the year. But let's say that they did. On top of their cap, they had lead generation. They had a CRM that was not tied to their brokerage. That is to say, which was not positioned to promote their brokerage first and the agent second. They didn't have the ability at all to consult with an expert like Kevin behind the camera today on how to generate social media that makes sense and generates engagement. There's a variety of things that didn't happen for me there at that national company, yet I capped every year. Every year I spent my $21,000 with them. When I left, my team was the number 2 team in our area and was a fantastic experience for me. One of the things that didn't happen for the agents that joined me on the regular was education. So I would do what I would do and send my folks to the agent education officer, also known as a team leader, and they would get the opportunity to meet with that team leader a couple times a month. And then they would go to classes. But I wasn't seeing those people get the same jump start on the career as when I taught them personally. So I kind of started thinking about that. So I left brand A to go to brand B. Brand B has the colors red, white, and blue in their logo. They're located in Colorado. You probably have an idea who that is now. And they offered 100% commission on after I paid the company dollar. My office was $1,000 a month for me to be in that office. And then there were fees that I paid along the way. And I paid all my own pictures. I mean, pictures for me for listings run $350 to $400 on the soft end. More than that if the home is larger. I don't go cheap on photos because photos and images, videos, drone videos, 3D walkthroughs, those things are what sell a home. So I don't go cheap on my listings. All those expenses were mine just like they were at Company A. So I paid more money out of pocket up front, but I ended up with the same net at the end of the year. And Company A was the company that wrote the book on the fact that I should be taking home 42 to 45% of my net income, but I never reached it at Company A. And I couldn't figure out why. And ultimately I did. It was because the amount of money that was allotted for those things at Company A really wasn't enough to get the job done, or the agents that were hyper profitable cut corners. So they didn't run a true CMA, or they didn't run a CRM, pardon me, a client relationship management software. They ran a spreadsheet. So they saved a few $100s a month there. As far as marketing went on the homes that they listed, they got minimal marketing, minimal professional photography, if any, I was fond of listening to people tell me how great the phone or the camera on their iPhone was. Yeah, the truth is, I'm not a professional photographer, so I can take great still photos of me in them with selfies. That's not the same thing as producing quality images for a $1 million home. Those things aren't even connected. So here's what I'm going to suggest to you in short form. Shoot for the net first. Find out what you get. If somebody tells me that I'm going to make 100% if I leave where I'm at and go to company Z, the first question I should ask as an informed consumer is, what do I get when I go there? I don't want to know what resources are available. I want to know what stuff the agents are actually using and demonstrate it for me. Thank you. I got to tell you what, if you're within earshot of my voice, you're probably in the Kansas City area. Agents who are checking us out, they're doing the try before you buy. I allow them to meet with myself and another agent who has no idea who they are or what they're about or what their volume is. They can ask whatever questions they want. I'm just there to buy lunch. If they pass that, they'll come meet us at a team meeting and they'll get a chance to see agents interacting amongst each other. They can check the culture out for themselves. I introduce them as a power shopper. This is Bob. He's a power shopper checking us out. We have people that do this with us regularly. Finally, have those people introduced as we do to the operations manager of the office and talk about onboarding. Our onboarding program is 90 days. Somebody in there, right there, I'm talking to you, is going to say 90 days is too long and I'm going to start selling homes. Oh, don't worry. We'll have you working in real estate in your first week. But you're going to be under our wing for 90 days to make sure that you know exactly what to do so that when you do go off on your own, you're not really on your own. You know that you can come back to the team. We have Monday morning meetings every week. They're not optional, they're mandatory. And we make sure that people get the kind of care and feeding that they need to grow their business in an extraordinary way. So that's my fast version of how you choose a brokerage. Pro tip, I have lots of friends in real estate, and I have lots of friends who feel obligated to stay with a company long after they and the company have outworn their shared welcome. It amazes me that in our culture today, there are many people, the overwhelming majority, that are okay being unhappy rather than being uncertain. We work in an industry where we take an uncertain outcome, finding a home, selling a home, finding an investment property. We take an uncertain outcome and we make it certain by letting clients know one step ahead of what they're doing, all along the way, what's going to happen next. So, that pro tip is find a brokerage that will forward cast with you. Ask them, what am I going to look like in 90 days if I do the things I'm supposed to do? What am I look like in 6 months if I do the things I'm supposed to do? The average new agent with us this year that has been with us for 10 months or more has sold 10 homes. That's not a bad track record. I'd love to tell you it's all me, but it's not. The majority is them doing the things they want to do for their own reasons. Have an awesome day. Life is better with the team. Make an informed decision. If it's not me, that's totally cool. But choose the net, not the gross. Hope this was helpful. Take care.